I was ready for it. Y'all saw me whip out the whiteboard and everything. Hello, are you here to debate?
Hello?
Yeah, what's up? You here to debate?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your name, age, and pronouns?
My name's Graham, 32, and I'm a male. What is yours?
Male is not a pronoun. What are your pronouns?
I go by, I'm just male.
You go by male?
I don't do all the other pronouns.
So you use neopronouns?
I'm a guy. Huh? I'm a guy.
Okay.
Whatever
so
that means to anybody else.
What do you prefer to be called, friend?
Graham, my name. I don't go by
When someone-
pronouns.
Yes,
I
you
go
do.
by my name.
Yes, you do. So every time someone says he when referring to you, you get pissed off? They say, don't call me he, call me my name.
Do I get mad?
Yeah.
No. I just generally don't. If somebody wants to call me, they just say my name.
Okay.
They can tell by looking at me if I'm a male or female. I'm male.
How come none of you guys know how pronouns work? Is it just, did we skip that section of
I just don't
school?
care enough. I think they're exaggerated where everyone thinks that you have to be called they, them, he, she, whatever. I am male. He. Whatever you want to say. It doesn't matter.
He. So you do use pronouns. You use he.
Yeah, but I don't think that they should be used like you guys want them used.
How do we want them used? How specifically do we want them used?
Okay, anyways, let's get past this
Well,
point.
no. How do we want them used?
I wanted to call. No, I don't care about this part.
I do.
You can do.
I do though. How do we want them used?
He.
Sure.
I
fine. Totally fine. How do we want them used?
No, that's not why I called. There's so much more to talk about. Let's keep going. Okay, it doesn't matter. Let's avoid that point. I don't care. You can do whatever you want. Call me a she, I guess. I don't care.
I don't want to call you she. I want to call you whatever pronouns are the ones you use. But you specifically said
I just
you
said
don't
he.
use them
I
the way
said
we
he.
do.
I answered the question. Let's move on. So you're saying that the Christian God is evil.
Uh-huh.
Right? You think the Christian God is evil?
Yes.
Why is that?
Because he does evil things.
Okay, so before we dive into that, do you believe that there is objective morality?
No.
You don't. So okay, I guess so. Where do you find the foundation to call something evil?
Well, if we're talking about the Christian God, I would go based on his own standards, based on the rules he sets forth,
and what is that?
What he calls evil.
Okay, so define it, I guess. Get into a little bit more detail of what you mean by his standards.
Define evil?
Yeah, okay, well, you're using the word. You're calling him evil, so I guess dive into it so I can kind of break down what you're saying.
Yeah, sure.
What your meaning behind the Christian God is evil.
I'll say what I believe evil to be under a Christian God framework. Evil?
No. Like the reason why you're calling him evil. Don't use a Christian framework. The reason why, because you don't believe you're not.
I just
Christian.
told you that my reason for calling him evil would be because he acts evil under his own framework of what evil is.
But you okay? So have you read the Bible? Have you read like what percentage of the Bible have you read, and how much of it have you just been lied to about? I guess
I've read most of the Bible.
So most of it, like most of the Old Testament, most of the New Testament, most of the entirety of them, book. Or what?
I've read the whole book at least once.
The book, as in the entirety of the Bible.
The entirety of the Bible, yes.
Okay, well, okay, so that was confusing because you said most of it. Now you're saying all of it.
Yep, I've read it at different periods of time, different sections.
Now, when you read it, did you actually understand? Like, did you study it? Though is another question, because I can read something and not understand the concept of what is actually being taught.
Well, sure. Let's get into the evil things God has done, and we'll see. We'll see if God is truly evil. Great. Do you know who Job is?
I do know Job. That's a fantastic book. Let's talk about it.
Wonderful. Here's Job. I just drew Job. Who is Job?
You're asking me who is Job?
Yep.
A man favored by God.
A man favored. And why was Job favored?
What do you mean? Why was he favored? Because he was a righteous man.
He was
favored by God.
He was God's A1 day one soldier, right? Did everything. Did everything God wanted, and then some. He was a wonderful man, that Job.
Yep.
What happened to Job?
Like, what did Satan do to Job?
True. Satan plays a part in this story, right? Satan showed up and saw Job. Satan does. Here, I'll draw Satan. I'll even make sure his horns are red so that we all know that this is Satan right here. Here's Satan. So Satan shows up, right? I give him a little smile because I think Satan's probably happy all the time. Satan shows up and sees Job and says, I don't like this. God, he calls. He says, God, here's God right over here. We'll know that this is God because he's got a sour face and a halo. He says, God, I think Job only follows you because you give him so much good stuff. You gave Job a house. You gave Job a flock of sheep and crops. You gave Job a wife. Here's his wife, big old titties on his wife. And you gave Job kids. And because he has all these things, he's a happy man and he worships you. I don't think he would do this if you got rid of all this stuff. I don't think he would still worship you. And then what did God say in response to Satan?
What did God say to Satan?
Yeah, in response to Satan saying all of this, what did God say?
Okay, so I don't have it open in front of me. I do know the book. I've read it multiple times, but it was something along the lines of like, you can pretty much do, such and such, but don't do this. You don't do, leave something else alone. I can't remember exactly. I'd have to open it up.
100% correct. He said, all right, bet. He said, you can do anything you want to Job's home. You can do anything
it was like,
you
don't
want
kill
to
him or
Job's
something
flocks.
like that.
You can do anything you want to Job's wife and kids. You cannot harm Job. Job exists in a bubble. You can't touch Job. You can do whatever you want to anybody else. He said, and he said, I guarantee you, I bet you that at the end of this, Job will still worship me. Satan said, okay. Satan burnt down Job's home, lit it on fire. He axed his crops and his sheep, and he killed his wife and kids. I know some people argue that he didn't kill his wife. I'm pretty sure he killed his wife, but if it's just his kids, then whatever.
He didn't actually kill his wife. That is not true. His wife was still there. So he did not, currently. In the time that you're right, he did not kill the wife.
Great. He killed his kids. Here's a new picture of the wife, tiggle bitties. Killed his kids. At the end of it, Job was suffering. Job said, I'm sad because I lost my home. I'm sad because I lost my flock. I'm absolutely torn up because my children are dead. But what did Job still do?
He still praised God. He still gave glory to God.
Praised
God. He
God.
Still gave the deserved glory to God. I'm sorry, I misquoted myself.
He still praised this guy. Now, I have a question
100%.
for you. Based on the Bible, is God all-knowing?
Is he all-knowing?
Yeah, does he know all?
Yes, 100%. He is all-knowing, yes.
Right.
Without a doubt.
Is God all-seeing? Does he see all at all times?
Well, yeah, that would be the same thing as all-knowing, yes.
Okay.
Yep, all omniscient, omnipresent, all those, yes.
Beautiful. You're absolutely correct. God is all-knowing. God is all-seeing. He knows all at all times. He sees all at all times. Did you think I was correct? Huh? No, I said you were correct.
You said I was correct. So you're saying that God is all of these things?
Yeah.
You're agreeing to this, that he is these things?
Based on the Bible, yes. God is all-knowing, all-seeing, and all-powerful.
Oh, just based on the Bible. Okay. All right.
So, God knew beyond a shadow of a doubt, had zero doubt in his mind, because he can essentially see the future, that if Satan did all of these things, Job would still worship and favor God.
100%.
Why'd he let Satan do it?
Maybe it was, I mean, I'm not God, so I don't know 100% of the reason why he did it, but I mean, it could have been just a smack in the face of Satan. I mean, he knew God can do whatever he wants for any reason he wants. Like the morality behind it doesn't necessarily mean, or doesn't.
Hold on, friend. I have a really quick question. Did Satan know God?
Does Satan know God?
Yeah, does Satan know God?
Well, yeah, he knows God.
So Satan
He wants to
knows.
be God. He wants to
Satan
be God.
knows that God is all-knowing and all-seeing.
Well, I mean, I would have to assume so, but there's so much pride involved with Satan that he, even though he might believe that, he also believes that he is much better than God.
Okay.
So he
Here's a
might
quick
think
question
that
for
maybe
you.
God could slip in some kind of way
Here's a
because
quick
it's
question for you.
pride. His
Satan.
pride blinds him.
Satan. Where did he come
Satan,
from?
yes.
Where did he come from?
He was created by God.
And God knows and sees all at all times.
100%. But
So
you
God
also got to
knew.
understand, like the way that you're trying to depict knows and sees all
Wait,
at one
I
time.
just
Like
want
God is
to point
outside
this
of
out.
time.
Yes, so he knows all before it happens. He knows everything that will be, was, and is yet to come.
Yes.
So he knew before he even created Satan that when he creates Satan, Satan will in turn destroy Job's home, kill Job's flocks, and kill Job's kids. God knew this would happen the minute he created Satan. He knew this would happen before he created Satan.
Yes.
Yet he still did it. Even though Job did everything God has ever asked of us to do as his
Can I
followers.
interrupt 1 second? Can I interrupt real quick?
You can try it.
In the Bible, what do you think is depicted to be of more value? The human body, this earthly, the earthly physical body that you dwell in right now, or your spiritual soul? Which one do you think the Bible attributes more value to?
I would assume the Bible attributes more value to the soul.
100%. Thank you. Yes,
so
it attributes far more. I mean, eternally more value to the soul. So it doesn't matter what happens in this life. There's going to be a lot of bad things that happens in this life. The Bible tells you right now, it doesn't matter if you give your life to God, you are going to still face suffering. I mean, in the Bible, it literally says it rains on the just and the unjust.
Those bad things were committed by God, though.
The Bible, oh my God, can you stop real quick? The Bible tells you that it rains on the just and the unjust. So no matter what happens to you in this life, whether God knows about it or not, he knows that there's going to be some people that choose him, and it doesn't matter what Satan tries to do. If you are literally facing God at all times, it doesn't matter what happens in this life, your eternal soul will dwell with God. And that is far more valuable than any pain and suffering you go through in this life.
So even if
and guess what? At the end of the story, what happens? Because I feel like everyone leaves that part out.
You tell me.
He only magnifies all of his riches and everything for not giving up on God.
Hey, how does he magnify his dead kids?
Maybe he had more kids. His kids are in heaven.
So let me just confirm.
And Job knows his kids are in heaven living a better life than they would have ever lived on earth.
Let me confirm something for you.
And literally,
wait, let me confirm something. Hold on. I want to confirm something from you. I want to confirm something.
Yep.
It's okay if I kill 3 of your kids as long as you eventually have 4 more kids.
Well, God didn't kill his kids. Satan killed his kids.
Who created Satan?
God did. But you got to also understand.
Hold on, stop.
Okay,
hold on, stop. Hold on. I'm not done. Hold on.
Go ahead. I'll let you talk. Go ahead.
When God created Satan, did God know Satan was going to eventually kill Job's kids?
Yes.
Then God killed Job's kids.
No.
Yes. No. Yes.
Okay, so here's the thing. Here is the thing about what you're trying to, how you perceive. But do you understand the concept of free will?
Free will doesn't exist under a paradigm of God. If God exists and
okay,
knows
well,
all and sees all,
you were willing to look at this through the Christian lens before. Let's continue to do so.
I am. If God knows all and sees all, free will cannot exist.
Yep, he does. He does, but you still have free will. Like I had free will to make this call. You had free will to answer this call.
No,
correct?
you didn't. You were
Nobody
always going to.
Nobody.
It was decided that you would make this call.
Predetermined. You still have the ability to do what you want. You have. You are a free thinker. You can do what you want.
Friend, it was decided you would make this call thousands of years ago.
No, it wasn't.
You didn't have free. Yes, it was. Does God know and see all? If God knows and sees all, it was decided.
He knows. he knows what's going to happen, but it is not predetermined.
That's what knowing. If you
Like,
know what
it is
is
still
going to
my
happen,
free
it is
will to do
predetermined.
so.
No, if you know something is
I still have free
100% going
will.
to
I
happen,
can
that's
jump up and
predetermined.
down. I can do whatever I want. I'm
I
a
don't
free
think you
thinker.
understand
I
what
can do
predetermined
what
means.
I want.
I don't think you understand what predetermined means. But let's find out if we have free will.
Let's find out if we have
free will. Quick question for you: does evil exist?
Well, hold on. Let's continue this argument for a second.
We are.
And we'll get into the evil.
This is how we're going to continue this argument. Does evil exist?
Well, why do we have to continue that way? I was in the middle of saying something before you asked me another question.
Because I'm going to prove to you that free will doesn't exist.
Free will. You have free will to do. Actually, you cut me off, and now I lost my train of thought. Damn it.
Cool. Does evil exist?
Okay, go on to your question. I'll think about it later. It'll come back to me. Go ahead. Go with the evil.
Does evil exist?
Yes, evil does exist.
Can God prevent evil?
Could he prevent? Yes, but at the same time, you have to understand, if you're looking at things through a Christian lens, God already has a plan.
Okay,
so could he prevent it? Yes. Has he prevented a lot of stuff already? Yes. Is he going to prevent all of it? Not necessarily.
No problem. I
Does
just need
he
to know that he
intervene on a lot of things? Trust me, there's a lot of stories that show God will prevent some evil. But
I just need to know that he could prevent it.
What?
I just need to know that he has the ability to prevent it if he wanted to.
If it was within his will, yes.
Okay. Does God know about all evil?
Yeah, there's nothing that happens that God doesn't know about, correct?
Yes, he does. Beautiful. Does God want to prevent evil?
Well, here's the thing. That's what I'm saying. God already has a plan. There is a will of God. So if things are going to happen according to his will.
Great. So things are predetermined.
Is there a plan? Well, here's the thing, that it's hard to, you're trying to minimize the aspect of what he's preventable or what he's trying to prevent. There is a plan in course that is literally taking course as we speak. Ultimately, God will abolish all evil. That is the whole recreation of the new heaven and the new earth. So yes, there is going to be a day where God abolishes all evil. Once his plan has concluded.
Why did he do it to begin with?
Is he going to prevent all of that right now at this very second? No, his plan is in action.
Great. So let's say no, he does not want to prevent all evil. He does not want to do that. If this is the case, then God
can't prevent all evil and still give you free will.
Oh, really? So the reason why he
can't prevent all evil and still give you free will. I can run outside and go kill my neighbors. I have free will. I could do that. Am I going to do that? No.
Let me ask you a question.
Is God necessarily going to prevent me? Most likely not. Could he intervene? Yes, he could.
Sure. Is God all powerful? Is he
100% all powerful?
Okay. Could he have created a universe in which free will exists, but there is no evil?
Okay, so he did create a good world. He called it good, but with the free will, you run the chance of evil coming about.
Could God have created a universe in which evil cannot exist, but we can still have free will?
I mean, God could do what he wants. Maybe is that really considered free will, because you're minusing out the possibility of evil?
Yes, there would still be free will.
You're taking it out.
There would still be free will because he's making a universe.
But you wouldn't have the free will to do it.
So God can't create a universe in which we still have free will and there is no evil.
I just think you're trying to use logically contradictory. You're trying to take something out, and that's not technically free will because you don't have the free will to do it.
So there is no free will, and so he can't create a universe in which there's free will but no evil. This is something he cannot do. Because if he did, free will wouldn't exist.
He did, because once he creates the new heaven and the new earth, that's what it will be.
But he has not done this. So by the way, in the new heaven and new earth, there will be free will, but no evil.
Correct.
But you said that there's no free will if evil doesn't exist.
Annihilated. There will be no more evil. You will not have a fleshly desire. You will not have the temptation from Satan, the evil temptation.
So then how do we have free will?
Huh?
Then how do we have free will?
No, because you already made the choice. At this point, you have already made your choice.
Yeah, so again, just confirming, you're saying that he will create a universe in which we have free will, but evil does not exist.
But with all the people that have already made the choice to not do the evil.
So you can't make a choice to do evil after the fact?
From the very beginning, I'm not God. I can't say like the way you're trying to define it.
You're telling me
too
when I
hard
get to
like,
heaven, you're telling me
I'm
when
not
everybody
God.
gets to heaven,
Because
they can't
God
commit an
didn't
evil
create
act now that they're in
robots to
heaven?
follow him. He created people that have free will. It's almost like if you call your dog, you know, like, come here, buddy, come here. And then when he has his free will to come over to you, you think, oh, that's love, right? Because he came over to you. But now if you do the exact same thing with a leash on your dog's neck, you know, you call him, he doesn't come to you, but then you start yanking the leash over to yourself. That's not love, right?
You're describing God.
What, with the leash or without the leash? Because I can tell you right now, I can flip God off, I can curse God all I want. He's not forcing me to love him.
If I have a child, and I tell my child, hey, don't touch this, let's say I have like a Pokemon card, and it's like a holographic Charizard, right? And it's worth a lot of money.
Sure.
It's worth like thousands of dollars. And I tell my child, don't
Okay.
touch this card. And that's it. And he touches the card. I'd say the child, but if I tell my child, hey, if you touch this Pokemon card, I will literally burn you in fire for all of eternity. And you know I have the power to do this, and I will do this.
Yep.
And my child listens and doesn't touch the card. Did he listen because he's a good person, or did he listen because I threatened him?
I'm not your child. I have no idea.
Is that a joke?
So you're saying if you have something, it doesn't even have to be a Pokemon card. So if you tell your child to do something and he listens to you, but there was repercussions if he didn't listen to you, you're saying that's a problem. How?
There's a difference between repercussions and a threat.
No, there's that repercussion is a threat kind of go semi hand in hand in a way.
Some repercussions can just be natural consequences. God choosing to send you to eternal natural consequences is God choosing to send you to eternal fire.
Your child.
Wait, what's natural about God choosing to send you to eternal fire?
Okay, let's since how you said that, let's open the door to hell, I guess, right? So I don't look at hell as in the way it's depicted necessarily. Nobody knows for sure what hell is exactly. We have certain depictions of what we visualize it to be, but let's actually call it for what it really actually is.
Well,
so you have heaven, which is eternal. Hold on, don't interrupt, please. We have heaven, which is an eternal residence with the Father, with God, right? And hell is eternal separation from God. That's really what it breaks down to. There is certain depictions, and I'm not saying it's not. I don't know.
I'm not looking at depictions. I'm looking at Jesus's own words when he says that that God will curse those who don't follow him into the eternal fire prepared for the devil and his angels.
Yes, but we don't know necessarily the original translations of what those words actually were.
We don't know what eternal fire means?
Okay, so we say eternal fire, right? But if you go back to the original Hebrew, it might not mean, like, that's our translation. That's our word for it, but it might not be fire necessarily. Like, it could mean destruction, but they use destruction and fire as the same. Because what does fire do?
Do you suffer in hell, yes or no?
Do you suffer?
Yep.
I would assume that it's not, the best of places. But like I said, I want to use my characterization of it.
Why would we? We've been arguing this entire time off of a strict Bible classification. So why would we now be arguing under your
classification? That's what it is. Biblically, but there's depictions, but that's not necessarily the point that they're trying to argue.
Does the Bible describe hell as a place in which you suffer?
Eternal separation from God. That's what it is. It is eternal separation from God.
Does the Bible describe hell as a place in which you suffer?
It uses terminology like that, yes. But like I said, this kind of goes back to the original statement that I said earlier. Did you read it or did you study it?
Yeah, it doesn't look like you read it or studied it.
Okay, buddy. I don't know. You're not understanding what the
Mark
difference is.
9, 47 48. Hell is a place of agonizing thirst that can never be quenched. Matthew 13, 49 50.
Agonizing
It is a
thirst that
place
can
of
never be quenched.
excruciating.
Okay.
It is a place
So
of
it could be,
excruciating misery where the worm does not die. The Bible very clearly
yes,
characterizes hell as a bad place where you suffer.
yes, you suffer because you are separated from your eternal creator.
So that
That is
causes
suffering.
excruciating misery. I'm separated from my creator now.
Yes,
Why don't I suffer?
that would be English to be
I'm
separated from God
I'm
and know that there's
separated from
absolutely
my
no
eternal
hope.
I am separated currently from my eternal creator. Why am I not suffering right now?
Yeah, you are severed right now. At the moment,
Why am
you
I
are
not
severed.
suffering? Why am
You're
I not
not
suffering?
necessarily separated. You are severed.
Why am I severed and separated are the same thing?
Well, because I'm assuming that you haven't called upon repentance in the name of Jesus Christ.
I'm never going to.
Okay, so right now you're severed. The moment you die, you are separated.
And where will I go?
Currently, you will go to a place called Sheol. It's basically a waiting area. There are
And
no
what will
humans
happen?
currently actually in hell.
There are no
Currently.
humans currently in hell. Have you been there? Do you know for sure?
Yes, as of right now.
You
Yeah,
been
well,
there? Do you
biblically,
know?
of course. One of us actually studied the scriptures.
Really? Because you don't seem
Yeah.
to understand that hell is a furnace of conscious torment where the fire never goes out. What would
You have
conscious,
not been
what would conscious torment be?
you're not in that area.
Hell is a prison of everlasting chains from which there is no hope of release. It is a lake
Yeah.
that burns with fire and sulfur. That's Revelations 21:8.
It could be a depiction.
It is a place of outer darkness where weeping and gnashing of teeth is all that will be heard.
Outer darkness kind of sounds like God is the light and he's not there.
So it's just a place where it's dark?
Sounds like it's a eternal separation from the light. God. Yes, outer darkness.
So-
It's kind of,
so-
it's going off
so
of what I'm saying.
I'm supposed to be afraid of hell, and that's supposed to lead me to have faith
No.
in God.
He's
Well,
not,
yes,
he's
you
not
are.
trying to make you afraid of hell.
Yes, he is.
When God had his plan, God had a plan for you to be saved. He sent
God
Jesus
has a
Christ
plan.
down to save you.
So you're telling me everything's
You have
predetermined?
the option to do what is right.
How do I have an
Believe
option if
on
God
Jesus
has a plan?
Christ. He is
If
true.
everything goes according to God's plan, how do I have an option?
God's plan includes you coming to faith.
Except I'm not going
You
to come
have
to
free
faith.
will to decide whether
So
you
then-
want to do this or not.
Wait, so I can break from God's plan? I can do something different from God's plan?
You can do other than God's will, yes.
I can do other than God's will.
Yes, it is God's will that you come to faith.
Interesting. So why didn't he just create a world in which we have free will, but nobody questions him?
Well, because it's a robotic system.
So
God wants true love.
do you think it's
It's the
true
same
love to
concept
tell
of
my
what we just
son?
said earlier about the
Do you think
dog on the leash.
Do you think it's
If
true
your dog
love?
isn't on a leash and you call it and it comes
Hey.
to you, it's like, oh, this actually
Hey.
could be love. But if you put him on
Hey.
a leash and you call him and you yank him because
Hey.
he's not coming, that's not true love. And
Hey,
that's
do you
what that
think-
system would be.
Hey, do you think it's true love to tell my son that if he doesn't follow my directions, I'm going to burn him specifically in a furnace of conscious torment where the fire never goes out for the rest of his being? Does that sound like love?
So what I think it's important is that you tell your son that there's consequences to his actions. I'm not going to sit there and
So
say
I
that
do
you're
get
going to need to
punished.
spare your son because
So I
I'm
do
going to
get
tell you right
punished
now
for
there
not
isn't no
following God.
children in hell.
So
Children
God,
are not
so
going to go to
God
hell.
does
There's going to be
punish
age
us.
of
So God does
Huh?
punish us. So God does punish us if we don't
no,
love
no,
him.
no. You punish yourself, buddy. You got to
Who-
understand that.
I
No,
punish
God doesn't
myself.
send you
Did
to
I
hell. You
create
send yourself.
hell?
You decide that you don't want nothing what
Did I
God's
create
offering,
hell?
so you decide to go the other way, and He says, okay, go the other way. The other
Okay,
way,
cool.
this is what it is.
Cool.
You have a choice to make.
If I create a hole in the ground, and in this hole are alligators with big mouths with big
Let
sharp
me cut you off
teeth.
real quick. I just got a very quick, I'm sorry. I got one question to actually ask you real quick.
Yeah, once I finish with this.
If you knew without a doubt for sure, 100% the Christian God was real as depicted in the Bible, would you believe and follow him?
No, I'd call him evil.
Okay. So what I'm understanding now is that this conversation literally has no point because you don't have a problem in the brain. You have a problem in the heart.
Yeah, just real quick.
Until your heart
if I
changes
create a hole,
and you
you're just this
actually
is just a
see
cop out.
that you are
This is
wrong
a cop out. This is a
about
cop
your
out.
about
This
your
is a
thoughts
cop
on
out because you
Jesus and
can't
God
handle the
and the Christian
conversation,
Bible.
dog. This is a cop out because you can't handle the conversation.
No,
If I make a hole in the ground, just let me ask you this. I need to ask
if you
you
knew
this.
it was true, if you
Yeah, I would
knew
call
it
him
was
evil.
true, you still not would believe and follow it. That is not a cop
I would
out.
not
That is
follow him. I
literally
would say
me
he's evil.
not arguing with a fool.
Yeah, I don't follow evil people, so why would I follow him? If I
He's
put a
not
hole in the
evil.
ground, let's find out.
Where do you even see
let's find
morality?
out.
Where do you get evil from?
Let's
The only
find
way you
out.
get evil
Let's
is
find
literally
out.
if
Let's
you copy
find
the
out.
Christian Bible.
Let's find out. If I make a hole in the ground and fill it with alligators, and and you are standing on a platform, and that platform will fall, but I tell you, if you love me, after 100 years, I'll pull you off of this platform. But if you don't love me, you're going to fall into the pit. Are you responsible for falling into the pit? Or am I responsible for putting you in a position in which you will fall into the pit unless you love me?
I'm sorry, I honestly didn't follow that. So if you're standing on a platform surrounded by alligators for 100 years, you said?
I have a platform. You have to live on this platform for 100 years. At the end of that 100-year period, this platform will fall. But I tell you, if you truly in your heart love and follow me, at the end of that 100 years, I will pull you off the platform. Now, I created the pit with the alligators. I created the platform. I even put you on the platform. Are you going to be responsible for falling into that pit when you fall? Or am I responsible for you falling in the pit? Because I created
don't
the
think
pit.
this is a
I
good
created
analogy.
the platform. It's a direct
I'm sorry.
analogy.
I think that analogy
It's a
is really
direct
flippant.
analogy.
Maybe I'll give
It's
you
a
a chance to
direct
do another one.
analogy. This is a direct analogy. The
The
platform
analogy
is human
was
life.
actually
The
really
platform
bad.
is
That
no.
was a
Let's go
terrible
over.
analogy.
Let's go over how it's a perfect analogy. The platform is human life.
No,
This
actually,
platform
like
exists
you've
for
already
100
told me
years.
what I
It's
need to
human life.
know.
It's
I'm
human
not
life.
going to be able to
The
convince
pit
you
is
on this
hell.
point because
The
you've already
pit is
told me
hell.
that you will, even if it was true, you
I am
wouldn't believe
God.
it. There's no
I am
point to
God.
argue
I
that.
created the pit. I created the platform, which is human life. I put you on the platform, which is you living human life. I told you if you love me, I will take you and ascend you to heaven, which is
Let's talk
removing you
about
from the
pro-life.
pit.
Let's talk about the pro-life, pro-choice.
Bro, running
Let's talk
from the
about that,
argument is
'cause honestly,
crazy.
like I said, you've
Anyway,
already.
if you're just going to run from it, bye. Anyway, God's evil. Would you agree, Kiara?
Yes.